Team Ireland, Team 37, the last day in Kyoto. Wow, what an epic journey we've been on. We start off the day by singing happy birthday to Mr. Amazawa. Amazing to have him along as our sensei. And the first stop is Ryo-Anji, the temple that Steve Jobs loved to come to, and the sand garden that he meditated at. And oh my gosh, how beautiful. And we even had a sun break when we were there, and the sun came through and washed over our face for just a few moments, to feel like, my gosh, God was speaking to us on this trip. I know he was speaking to me. I felt a new sense of energy being around you guys. You were at a whole different level. I couldn't believe how engaging you were, but how unruly you were. I had to tie you up like a rope sometimes, but then I finally gave up and I just let you go. I let the Irish spirit go. And man, did we have a day as we walked through the beautiful statue garden with Kitayama-san, who is one of the top landscape architects in the world. He's #1 in Kyoto, and he designs all the most famous gardens, including Ryo-Anji. He maintains and manages that. And Kitayama-san showed us all the different mosses. There are over 1,000 mosses. And then we were off to the beautiful Golden Pavilion. This is one of the most famous places in all of Kyoto. Over 20 kilos of gold to cover the Shogun's house. It was just beautiful. We had a beautiful weather. Look at the sun poke through. Got some great pictures, and we walked through the garden and we observed all the gardeners doing their wonderful work and attention to detail. And then we were off to the Silver Pavilion. Now, this is one of my favorite places of all. The sand garden here is really spectacular. And again, Kitayama-san is involved in maintaining this beautiful, beautiful temple. And the moss here, crazy. Thousands of different species of moss. And this is one of the things that Kitayama-san is an expert at. And then Owen and Stephen had to leave early, and we waved goodbye to them. And then what? Kieran was a little late. We had to get him and chase him down. And next we are off to Nishiki Market. Wow, that was incredible. And then we said goodbye to Adrian. We lost another one of our incredible team members. And then Kiyomizu Temple, we went up the mountain. It took us 2 hours to go up there. We walked through this beautiful Edo period village and just enjoyed all the Japanese people doing their arts and crafts and the beautiful architecture and gardens all the way up, and all the beautiful women and men dressed in kimono all the way up. We took great pictures. It was just incredible. We even saw some weddings. We stopped by some other beautiful little Japanese gardens, and we saw things that were just so reminiscent of the past in Japan and what it would have been like to live in this amazing city that was the capital of Japan for over 1,000 years. And of course, Kieran got into it with all the girls and their kimonos, and he had such a good time. We stopped them and we engaged them and cavorted with them. And of course, the Irish, they don't mess around, man. When they have an opportunity, Kieran just seized the opportunity to get into the Japanese garb, and wow, it was just amazing. I think the Japanese were overwhelmed with the Irish spirit. Zero inhibitions to learn and engage the Japanese people. Yes, that was the Irish spirit for sure today. It was something. Of course, Tokyo legs, we never want to forget those. We had a great time with that. And as we approached the temple, we got up higher and higher, and it became more and more beautiful. Gosh, what a place. And we all rang the bell in the temple, and we observed again this tradition of walking up to the top of this mountain. We got some great photos on this fabulous balcony that looks out over Kyoto. Oh my gosh, what a way to end the day. And then we continued up the temple, and then we looked out over beautiful Kyoto. Wow, and up at the balcony and all the people and the hustle and bustle. And then we said goodbye to Luke. He had to get out a little bit early, and every one of us rang the bell in a symbol of learning what the Japanese wanted to teach us, and that is attention to detail, quality, precision. Kyoto, we love you. Japan, we love you, and we embrace everything you wanted to teach us. Thank you for this amazing journey.
Our last day, this is called Our Last Day, okay? Our last day in the land of the rising sun, a hell of a place that's taught us all a ton. From Dublin via Dubai, off we fly, 9,500 eastbound miles. Touchdown Tokyo, and in walks Paul, all mean and lean, with his mommy doll. Paul saying, mommy saying, Daniel saying, here. Radio check, mic check, can you all hear? Learn to count, dumb mix. What have I done? Trust in us, Irish Paul, we'll make this thing fun. Seat makers, energy guys, candlestick makers, we've got all sorts here, even 2 mad bakers. And off we set deep into Japan, just follow that strut, it's Manmi-san. Poka-yokes here and Kanbans there, but they're never too busy for a Shinto prayer. That's because everything here runs like a Toto toilet, whereas back in the West our shit just spoils it. But let's not bash Ireland or be too hard. We've made a lot of good stuff in our own backyard. Tractors and tires in the Titanic too. Hell, we even split the atom just cause we could. But where we are today, they're on a different level. Continuous improvement is where they all revel. From Toyota's book, let's all take a leaf, so then we'll become the new Kaizen chiefs. We'll learn not to fear entering the dojo, where Muay is taught, but shoes are a no-no. And we'll live in the Gemba, where the real shit goes down, where we murder Muda and Mura goes to drown. Because waste tastes crap and now fills us with dread, but value tastes good like a loaf of Owen's bread. Yeah. So let's start channeling that spirit of Shackleton, the Irish son who got great things done. Here's turn. Let's have more Tierney Town, yes we can, and make our own little island the next Japan. Our own economic miracle for all to see, small but well formed like a bonsai tree. Our own samurai spirit, our warrior way, outbox a sumo on any given day. Japan faced its bombs, yet still it did rise. We faced our own, so don't be surprised. Our religions now seem so petty, so small, whereas Japan just takes the best of them all. They weave them together in a spiritual creed. That's how Sakichi's loom is religious indeed. You see, I'm joining dots, Paul, my curious mind. You may have underestimated our Celtic kind. At the Ryoanji temple, pebbles placed by hand, a pair of tweezers to move a grain of sand. We live our lives as I need, I want, I go. But Japan's a whole nation with zero ego. But never prattle on, especially in rhyme, so I'll wrap this up in a verse or two's time. Paul made a comment that's been in my head, that if these guys made guns, we'd all be dead. But there's one thing that will get Paul's mind bent and curled, that if wars were fought with words, the Irish would rule the world. Yeah.